we are going to talk about one of the important functional interface, consumer. Okay, consumer, we all know that it's a functional interface, which means it has one abstract method and also it has some default method which is called and then method, which will accept a consumer as an input. Okay, so and one important thing is the consumer method which will not return anything. Okay, the consumer interface abstract method, it's a void. So void is nothing, it will not return anything, but it is accepting one input parameter. Okay, let's try with some simple example. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a simple consumer here. So create a simple consumer here which is under Java, and here I'm going to use some sample, so I'm going to use a string. So this is going to be my input type, and I'm going to call them as a consumer1 equal, and here is the place where we need to provide the lambda expression. So this is a syntax, the input parameters and the token and the body explanation. So my input is going to be one input, so I can provide inside the bracket, or I can just like that provide like this. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm not going to return anything because the accept method which will return void. So I'm just going to print the data. So I'll just print S, that's all. Okay, let's save it. So now we have the consumer interface which is ready. I'm gonna call them now. So how are you going to do that? Consumer dot, the method which you're going to override, it's accept method, and the input you can say pass consumer or consumer interface. Okay, so now we are ready to go. So now we have a simple consumer which will accept a string as the input, and we are going to call them now. So just try to run it now. Run with Java application. So consumer interface, which is pretty simple, right? Okay, let's try to create another consumer here. Okay, so this particular consumer which is going to be do something else. So I don't want to, one second, let me name it as a C2. I want to print s dot to uppercase. I want to convert into uppercase, then it will print. Okay, but I don't have to call c2 dot accept. Okay, because let's comment this particular line. Okay, let's do that. C1 dot, there is a two methods here. Accept is the default abstract method, right? So there is another method called and then, right, which will accept a consumer. C2 is another consumer, so we can try with and then. So and then method and the another consumer which is C2, and then accept the data, I mean the input data. So we can provide functional interface. Okay, so it's pretty cool, right? Let me run this functional interface, and functional interface, this is the old input. Let me clear this. Okay, so now we have one with a small letter, I mean normal without any transformation. Second one is the everything has been updated to capital letter, right? So now we know why we need to use the accept method and how we can use the and then method. But take a simple example. Let me have another consumer here. Okay, so which we can call them as a C3, consumer number 3, right? And it is going to be accept as a integer as an input. So it is going to print just an integer, that's all. But can we use the and then method and then because C3 is also consumer, right? So we can use that, right? Let's see what happens. This is a problem, okay? Because if you're using and then method, the both consumer has to be compatible, okay? The C1 and C2, both of them are string consumers. I mean, which will accept a string, but this one is an integer, which will not work. So what we need to do, we need to call them separately, like C3 dot accept method, right? Okay, so this is a simple one. Let's try with something different, right? So now we have a student, right? So how we are going to call the because I have a consumer and which we are going to print all the student list. Okay, so let me comment these lines. Let me comment these. Okay, let me do that. Or else let me delete this. It is better to keep it as a comment. Okay, so now what we are going to do here. So I have a method which will return a list of students, right? So I want a consumer which will print all the student data, right? Student is a simple DTO which contains the first name and the last name. And I have a toString method which is overridden to print the DTO details. That's all. So I have two student details here. So let's write a consumer. So here what is going to be my input, because initially it was a string because I'm going to use a DTO now. So our input is going to be student DTO here. And then now I can call them as a C1. Again, let's write a input here. I mean the lambda expression. The first one is the input, which is nothing but here student, and I'm going to print just the student details. This flow and print the student details. Okay. So now what we need to do, so we can use the consumer to print the data, right? So I'm going to call the get list method. So get list method, and we can use the for each method to print that. Just take a look at this particular place. The for each method which will accept a consumer as a input. Okay, so our C1 is a consumer. We can simply call them. Okay, so now when you run this, we can see the outcome. I have a two student details here, right? Okay, so we can either provide a consumer, declare a consumer separately, and we can provide the consumer inside the for each method, or else we can directly provide the explanation, I mean the lambda expression, which is pretty much the same thing, right? Let's save it and run it again. So now still we have the same two student information. Okay, so this is how you need to make use of a consumer, but make sure consumer which will always accept a single input as a parameter. It may be a your wrapper data types, or it can be your own DTOs, Java DTOs, right? And it has two methods: accept, which is a abstract method, and there's another method called undone, which will accept a consumer. Okay, just give it a try and let me know if you guys have any clarification. Thank you.